Hey there, I'm coming in at you from the side. You can't see me. Oh, there I am. This is Evan Rogers coming at you with another Evan's Easy Japanese. Check out the website so you can get stuff like this, which is the workbook that I'm teaching out of, which I'm just creating as I go. Once again, this is all about trying to teach you how to speak Japanese and write Japanese via the exciting world of fantasy games like Dungeons and Dragons and all those other countless ones that I really just don't know about. Second edition here. Anyway, today we're coming at you with lesson 10, which is 10 people didn't do something? The name sounds stupid, but the reason why I chose that name is because we're learning how to count people. Last lesson we counted random things. And I'm finally teaching you how to say something did not happen. How to negate a verb. I see a cat. I saw a cat. We're finally teaching how to say I don't see a cat and I did not see a cat. We're finally negating verbs. Okay? Alright. Woo, 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 woo. Alright, let's go on to the vocabulary. Here we have gold pieces. Kinka. Kinka. Notice the kinka. Ginka is silver pieces. Ginka. And then here we have doka. Doka. Kin, gold. Gin, silver. Do, copper. Ka, pieces, basically. Yoku. Yoku. This is an adverb. I'll teach you how to do adverb stuff, but this is yoku, which means well. You use that right before the verb. Same with amari. Used right before the negative verb to say you don't do something well and or frequently. Do something well / frequently. Don't do something well / frequently. Alright, next we have kikimasu. Tricky word, has two meanings that are very different. Kikimasu, to listen. Kikimasu, to ask. Yomimasu, to read. Kakimasu, to write. And shimasu, your all-around basic verb that means do. Pop quiz, is that a ho or a shima? Do you know the answer? It's a shima, obviously, because this line goes above the horizontal line. Now it's a ho, hosu, but that's not what I'm trying to teach you. Anyway, let's move on to grammar. Oh, sorry, let's move on to the more vocabulary of counting people. Let's start counting people, okay? Let's go with 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 7 people, 8 people, 9 people, 10 people. How many people? Okay? Alright, everyone. Remember when we were counting random objects, we had hitotsu? Well, for number 1, people, for 1 person is hi, to, ri. Oh, that's a ri. I swear it is. Hitori. Hitotsu, 1 thing. Hitori, 1 person. Futatsu for 2 things. Futari for 2 people. Futari. Alright. And now the pattern between the two breaks down. But I intended to teach it this way. Alright, here we have, next is san, nin. In fact, for the rest of them, the word nin exists. And at the end of all of them, nin. 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 The kanji for, this means people. That literally is people. This is the counter for people. Remember I talked about counters? When you're talking about people, the counter for people is nin. And the kanji for it is, just looks like that. And that's a pretty ugly looking one. Let me redraw that for you. You do not need to know kanji at this point. However, I am getting sick of writing hiragana. So, this is the kanji for nin. Alright, continuing on. We have hitori, futari, san nin. Oops, that's a hideous yo. Yeah, the board keeps moving, so. Yon nin, go nin, roku nin, nananin. You can also use, if I'm not mistaken, shichinin. but that's very infrequent. It's usually nananin. Nananin is much more frequently. Hachinin. Sorry about that nananin. I had to check my notes because I started thinking about it. I'm like, I almost never hear that. So you might be able to, but I don't recommend it. Stick with nananin. Hachinin. Kyunin. Kyunin. That's a U. It's supposed to curl around. And junin. Junin. And for how many people, remember the word for what is nan-nin. Nani, nan-nin. Nan-nin. Hitori, futari, sannin, yonin, gonin, rokunin, nananin, hachinin, kyunin, junin, nannin, 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 nannin. Alright. That is counting people. These are used just like the hitotsu, futatsu, mitsu, yotsu, itsutsu, mutsu, nanatsu, yatsu, kokonotsu, to. They come after the object you're counting. So, the number of people, hito ga, or how about we start counting a specific type of people? Let's say, how many kings are there in the castle? Ja, osama wa. Regarding kings, osama wa, well, there are kings. Osama wa imasu. Kings exist. But we're trying to answer the question, how many? Now let's ask, how many? Osama wa nannin imasu ka? Nannin imasu ka? Nannin imasu ka? And the answer would be, hopefully, if this is a good king, the answer should be osama wa, or osama ga, imasu. However, we want to explain how many. Oh, sorry, this should be a question. What am I doing? Osama imasu ka? And osama ga hitori imasu. Hitori imasu. That's the kanji for hitori. One person. Alright, hitori imasu. Okay, just like that. That's where we throw those counters in, okay? Hope that makes sense for you. You can see more in the examples on the sheet of the paper, on the bottom of the paper, lesson, what is this, 10? Lesson 10's bottom of the paper. Alright, now we get to have the joy of negating verbs. Finally, we are negating verbs. You're probably salivating for it this whole time. You're like, oh man, when am I going to say I don't kill a kobold, or the kobold doesn't kill me? Okay, well, once again, let's make another chart. These little 4 square charts are very important, and you're going to become very friendly with them. Alright, here is the positive / something does happen, and here is the negative, something does not happen. Wait, no, let's not do it that way. Let's make this one habitual. Well, no, let's do it that way, sorry, yeah. Whatever, habitual. This is once again your normal everyday mas verbs, like hanashimasu, yomimasu, I do read every day, or I will read. And this will make our past tense. These are your shimastas, your yomimashita, your kakimashita, your I did read yesterday, I read last week, or I killed the bandit yesterday. These are our positive, like you will do something, and these will be your negative, I did not do something, okay? Great, awesome, I did it the same way in my notes. Alright. Picking a random verb, let's go with a new one. Read, yomimasu. I read every day. I will read tomorrow. Ashita, hon o yomimasu. Hon o yomimasu. I will read a book tomorrow. Past tense. Let's say I read a book yesterday. Kino, hon o yomimashita. Hon o yomimashita. Hon o yomimashita. Looking at how big I wrote that, I'm going to need to make this one a bigger box. Let's make this box right here a little bit bigger. Alright, that'll just be an infinitely long box. Alright, Now we're gonna make it negative. To make it I don't read books or I won't read tomorrow, change the su to sen. Su gets changed to sta, su gets changed to sen. Yo mi masen. I won't read. Ashita hon no yomimasen. I won't read tomorrow because I'm a jerk. And also, I don't read. Hon o yomimasen. I don't read books. Now, to make things tricky, to make it past tense negative, I did not read a book yesterday. Kino hon o yomi ma sen. And then we add deshita. Deshita. For those astute learners out there, you will have realized that deshita is the past tense form of des. I was not reading. Not reading, I was. However, just think of it for now as yomimasen deshita. Yomimasu, yomimashita, yomimasen, yomimasen deshita. Tabemasu, tabemashita, tabemasen, tabemasen deshita. Kikimasu, kikimashita, kikimasen, kikimasen deshita. Okay? That's just how you do it. Just change that su to a sen, shita to a sen deshita. Okay? Word. And I believe that is all the exciting grammar for this lesson. Remember, the word amari is only used for negatives. And yoku is almost exclusively used for positive things. Okay. Let's go through some examples. Kobold wa nannin imasu ka? Kobold wa nannin imasu ka? How many kobolds are there? Let's change that to past tense just for fun. Kobold wa nannin imashita ka? How many kobolds were there? Then you want to answer back, there were no kobolds, man! There were no kobolds! Kobold wa imasen deshita. Imasen deshita. To the right of that, we have futari no rogu ga torimashita. Futari no rogu ga torimashita. 2 rogues took something. Now you're going to say to me, why did you put futari no rogu instead of rogu ga futari torimashita? This is one of those tricky situations where if you put futari after rogue, it might suggest that the rogues took 2 people. However, that is not the case. Honestly, it would say futari rogu ga hito o futari torimashita. The rogues took 2 people. However, we're not trying to say that. You can put the counters before the word that they're describing with a no particle. However, it is a little bit less proper Japanese. The proper way to do the sentence, this is just the one that I have written down here is improper. However, it's very frequent. The proper way to say it would be rogu ga futari o torimashita. Oh, sorry, rogu. The winds are suddenly picking up. Sorry, that took me by surprise. Rogu ga. Let me explain this one more time. I just messed up. Rogu ga futari torimashita. Rogu ga futari torimashita. The 2 rogues took something. Alright, next. Kyo asa gohan o tabemasen deshita. Today, I didn't eat breakfast. Are wa inu de wa arimasen. Ah, yes. De wa arimasen. I have a specific... I forgot to go over the des verbs. Let's do this for des verbs. For the word des... I'll make that one infinitely long. We have des. Then we have deshita. Then we have de wa arimasen. Oops. Arimasen. And de wa arimasen deshita. ではありませんでした. There is a rogue, there was a rogue, there is no rogue, there was no rogue. Notice how de gets turned into dewa. De gets turned into dewa. And then we actually use the word arimasen and arimasen deshita. This is the negative past tense of arimasu. This is because des actually isn't a word. It's actually a compound of de arimasu. However, we don't really need to get into that. Des, deshita, de wa arimasen, de wa arimasen deshita. There is another way to say these negatives. I'll teach you in the future. Alright, sorry about that. I totally forgot about those des's in there. I'm even looking at my notes. Alright, so that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great day.